You are listening to The World As I See It podcast. 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 As I See It podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I am going to get into a question that I get asked a lot, and that is, do I dream? Do I see anything in my dreams? And that kind of thing. And to give you the short answer, no, I do not see anything in my dreams. I don't lucid dream either, which means you can control your dreams. So, as most of you know, I've been completely blind since birth. So, my brain doesn't have a library of images to pull from when I am asleep. But that doesn't mean that my mind isn't active. So I want to talk about why my dreams are different, why I often don't remember them, and the things researchers have found about that crazy feeling of falling that wakes us all up, I'm sure. So there have been many looks into how the brain works for people who have never had sight. And it's been found that the brain is incredible at adapting and finding new ways to experience the world. So, for someone who has sight, the part of the brain that handles pictures is very busy during dreams. But for me, that doesn't happen. Instead, the areas that handle hearing, smelling, and touching, taste, they take over and become much more powerful. Researchers have noted that when we dream using the exact senses, we use the exact senses when we're awake. So, since I have never seen a color or a face, my brain doesn't invent them in sleep. Instead, a dream for me might be the sound of a familiar voice, or, the smell of a certain place, like a coffee shop or the woods. It's a sensory experience. It's, not a visual experience, because when I'm awake, I don't see, so that means when I'm asleep, I also, don't see. So think about how you see a room when you're awake by hearing, the wall, hearing the walls or feeling, the furniture. So my brain uses that same, map or those senses to build my dreams. So if I am dreaming about being in a house, I know, where the doors might be, because my dream self is using my ears and my hands to navigate just like I do in real life. And I'm going to be honest, most of the time, I don't remember my dreams at all. I wake up and it's just a blank slate, like I've not dreamed, even though I have. If you're like me and you rarely remember your dreams, there is a reason for it. I actually looked it up, and, we actually dream multiple times a night, but we usually only remember them if we wake up right in the middle of a specific deep sleep cycle. If you sleep soundly and wake up naturally after your brain has finished its work for the night, the dream often just disappears. So many people who are just, low recallers, which means the brain simply doesn't, hold on to those memories once you open your eyes. It's like a chalkboard being wiped clean every morning. And even though I don't remember my regular dreams, I do have those dreams of falling. And I do want to say not remembering your dreams is, normal. So I do remember those dreams of falling. You know, those ones where you feel like you're dropping straight down into nothing. Your stomach jumps into your throat and you wake up suddenly realizing you're just safe in bed. I do remember those dreams too. Those are the ones that I remember. There is a specific name for that sudden jerk. Awake. It's called a hypnotic jerk. It's actually interesting because it's been found that as your muscles relax to fall asleep, your brain sometimes, misinterprets that relaxation as you actually falling. Because your body is losing its grip on the world as it drifts off, the brain, it panics and it sends, this quick, powerful signal to your muscles to snap them back to reality to try and catch you. So, this is actually a survival instinct. Even without sight, that physical sensation of falling is something I'm sure we all have experienced. It's one of the few dreams that feels 100% real because it isn't a thought. It is a physical reaction in a body. When I have those dreams, I don't see the ground coming towards me. I just feel the weightlessness and, the rush of air. And it happens so fast. It's like 1 second and it's over. And the sudden, jolt of my heart racing when I wake up. And then I realize that I'm just safe in my bed. So, since my dreams are made of sound and feelings, they are very grounded in my reality. I don't dream of weird visual monsters or shapes. My dream world, it's a world, of voices, textures, and movements. It's a reminder that even when we're asleep, our minds are just trying to make sense of the world the best way they know how. It shows that the brain is a master at using whatever tools it's got to create a story while we're resting. So, if you enjoyed this episode or you found it interesting, please share it. If you have any questions, ideas, or feedback, you can comment down below, or you can email me at theworldasIseeitpodcast@gmail.com. Stay curious and keep listening.
You've been listening to the World as I See It podcast.